So here's a little insight into the kind of thing that can take the editing of live streams, which are quite a bit easier since there's no layering done. I mean, you get your file and the letterbox is there and your face cams are there. There's no rendering the face cams out. It's all just baked into one video file and plays back nice and easy. But, you know, the editing, here's... it's a little more simplistic looking than the nightmare of scripted robot co-op, but the live stuff, the improvised stuff, is also can turn into quite a bear. So here we have a situation where the our streaming computer struggled to play back this incredibly small file of Spybot coming in and sort of warning everyone to behave themselves. I think we had the file shrunk down to a very small size, like something like 135 meg, like the size of a JPEG or less. And still our streaming PC, despite having 48 gigs of RAM and plenty of CPU available, played it back very stuttery and ruined the audio. So let's hear what happened live.
Hey, Flux, Pickles, I got my eye on you. You too, Cylon. Don't think I didn't see that it was
Deposit
you
on a
that
voice
started Rick's
something
nips.
shake or meat word or calm.
Don't make me come back here, gentlemen. You won't like me when I'm coming back here. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. So the easiest way that would spring to mind to fix that is you go and you take the file and just overlay it again on top of the stream footage and you should be good to go, right? Well, no. That audio glitch doesn't just create a crackling sound, it also drags the file out a certain percentage and makes it play for longer. So if we just put the file back down on top of it, it's not going to sync up properly. So that's a problem right out of the gate. So the way you would avoid that visually is you drop the file back on top of this footage and make it bigger so it covers up the old footage. So we just made her a little bit bigger, and just a little bit. If you go too much, you're going to make it blurry and it's going to lose sharpness, but just a little and it's fine. So you're seeing the file replaced back on top of itself there. Now, as far as the it not syncing up, that becomes a problem again at the end, because the original Spybot is going to zoom out much later than this file is. So we actually have to go in, and after this little close-up cut, we make the Spybot either play at a slower speed, or we use this cut cleverly to scoot the file over so that it still goes out on time. Because if it was to just play over this gap as normal, you can see that it's going to end much sooner, and we're going to have this happen. No good. So we use this cutaway to extend the file a little bit and get away with that. The other problem is now that the embedded effects, sound effects in that file, the sound effects of Spybot zooming away, are going to play out too soon before the Spybot leaves.
Here. Yeah. Bye.
You hear that?
Yeah. Bye.
We've got our zoom noises, and Spybot's not zooming away. She is on this layer, but not on the one we're going to end up seeing in this fixed version. So we had to go back in and get Bethany's audio track and drop it back in. Basically completely recreate the audio track for this little gag. So
My eye on you. You too, Cylon.
that's her track isolated with some reverb. We've re-added in the sound effect. And here we've also added a little bit of a hovering sound. So there you have it, and that whole thing is fixed. I don't know, probably 20 to 30 minutes worth of work or so, something like that. And then you have these layers up here, which are just telling you where to skip to if you want to actually watch us play a video game. And there you have it. Spybot, you want to...
Hey, Flux.
Ah.
Pickles. I got my eye on you.
Oh my god.
You too, Cylon. Don't think I didn't see that it was you that started Rick's nips. Don't make me come back here, gentlemen. You won't like me when I'm coming back here. Yeah. Bye.
Our frame rate went to hell there, but you get the idea. That'll happen. There's a sharpening filter put onto these close-ups to kind of try and make them a little less fuzzy, and takes a little bit of CPU usage. And I believe this happens just about every single time that we used any of those giant Spybot gags. So anytime she pops in, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 times, I'm going to have to go in and do this sort of thing so that the gag plays out properly. And then, there's more audio editing there. Unfortunately, this very kind donation came in exactly when this happened. It's just the nature of the beast. When you're live streaming, things don't always go off in the best timing, and unfortunately had to mute the audio of this being read. Very sorry, Ruth. Thank you for the $5. We love you. Deposit on a voice, Aquatine, something, shake, or meatwad, or Carl. Oh, well, maybe she wanted us to read a note like one of those characters. I don't think we ever did. I'm sorry, Ruth. So yeah, that's just one of the many kinds of things that happen with editing the Twitch streams for YouTube.